Hey guys, it's Nikki. Welcome back to my channel. I just wanted to come on real quick and let you guys see what I'm working on tonight. So I am in the middle of putting together a Valentine's Day tag flip, and I'll show you some of the things I'm working on in another video, but I just wanted to come on and show you one of the tags that I'm working on. I'm creating felt bows. So I have a bow die, and I tried to put it through some felt that I have, and it wasn't thick enough. I must have a thin die. I'm assuming, I'm new to the die game, but I'm assuming you can buy thicker ones to cut through different materials. So mine doesn't cut through like that faux leather very well. It doesn't cut through the felt. So knowing what the basic pattern is, or the basic shape is of the die, I just created my own. So I folded this paper in half. Just, you know, you could trace a die that you have if you have one. I just kind of free cut it. And then this folds in like that to create the bow portion. And then, you know, some of the bows have the tails that just, well, let me see if I have one here that I made. Yeah, so these, you know, the tails go straight out there. This is a double one. Again, the tails go straight out, but I wanted my tails to go down a little bit, or kind of wanted them to stick out. So I kind of created like this weird pattern like this. And again, I just cut the tails out and stapled it together. And I am on my No Spend Craft January, and I'm trying to use up my Valentine's stash. So I have these felt hearts that I bought at Dollar Tree, I'm gonna say last year or the year before, and they are a bigger size. I think this year they sell them in a smaller size, but these are, oh gosh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, over 6 inches wide. And I used some in an envelope, a loaded envelope, just put in the back, but I thought I would cut them up and make bows out of them. So I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the pink ones, and I have 2 of the red ones left. So took my stencil, I just basically laid it across the heart, and I probably should have measured it a little bit better beforehand, because it doesn't perfectly fit in there. You know, I could go across like that, but again, you're kind of going into where the heart is, but that's okay because you don't see that part. So I just basically held it onto the heart. You could trace around it. I just cut around it. Then the tails fit over here. I cut the tails out on this end, and this is what it turned out looking like. This was the first one I made. It doesn't have anything special on it. I thought the middle was a little thick, so I went through and I adjusted my pattern, but this was the first one, so I thought that turned out pretty cute. And then I wanted them thinner because I wanted to put the little diamond in the middle, so I thinned it out a little bit in the middle, and I added the little diamond, so I think that turned out really cute. I would have, I might put another loop in there with some extra fabric that I have. That might be cute. So I made 2 of those here, and then I made this one, which I ended up taking some trim that I had. It just looks like this. It's just, you know, Hobby Lobby trim, and I just glued it around the bow and the tails before putting it together, so you can just see the little pom-pom sticking out. And then what I had done is just kind of gathered some flat back enamel pieces that I have and decided what I wanted to put in the middle. So I had this little flat back kind of pearlescent looking heart that I used on this one. I've got these just little gemmies from Hobby Lobby that I used in the middle of here. I've got, let's see, you know, just some random pieces that I've received in swaps throughout the years. Just pulled them out just to see what they would look like. But I don't know if you have things like this in your stash you're looking to use up, but I thought it was a great way to do it. So yeah, I was just gonna kind of make one with you on camera here. I might try and make that double bow and see what it turns out. Okay, so like I said, when you have this down here, it is going to kind of get cut off where the heart cutouts are, and I'm totally fine with that because you're not gonna see that. So I just held it in place. And I'm just doing a kind of a rough cut. not rough. I mean, you want it to look nice, but I'm definitely not taking the time to trace it and make it perfect. So okay, so that's what I've got here. Then my tails, I actually have to make a little bit of an adjustment when I do the tails because this is not thin enough. So I'll just show you what I do. I just do a lot of things by hand, you know. Just kind of eyeball it. The other tail here. And then just go across the top. And this is a little bit too thick still, so I just literally just go in, kind of do a little swoop there, just trim it out like that. And then it should be fine. What I'm gonna do, this is kind of stiff, so when you fold it, you know, you might get a little bit of a wrinkle. So I just took a pen, just kind of worked the felt and got it a little more flexible, not as stiff. You don't have to do this step, but I just thought it made it curl better. So I'm just gonna put a little dab of hot glue there. Fold that into the middle. Gonna do the same thing on this side. Fold it into the middle. Okay, and there you have, oops. Try that one again. Use a little more glue. So see where this was, where the heart was cut out, you're not gonna see it. It's just gonna be buried back here. So that was fine. So there we have the basic shape of the bow. And this isn't matching up perfect here, so I'm just gonna go in with my scissors and trim it. Then I'm going to position that right on top of the tails. Okay, so that is what it looks like. And just with the extra felt. Sorry, my daughter and her friends just came home. They just came busting through the door, so you might hear them in the background. But I'm just gonna make the little piece that's gonna go in the middle. And it's just a little strip. And I wanted it thin because I wanted the diamond that I'm gonna use, or the gemmy that I use, to cover it. But you can make it thicker if you want to. But I'm just gonna start with a little dab of glue on the back. And I'm gonna put that there. Gonna wrap it around. And I'm gonna cut off the excess here, like that. I'm gonna put another dab of glue in the middle here and wrap that around. And that is it. Like I said, I finished it off with the gem in the middle by putting a little dab of glue right in the middle there. I'm putting the gem on, and I'm done. So there is a set of 3 that I can give. And I think I'm going to mount them on just a tag shaped piece of acetate. I'll do a little glue dot on the back of each one to kind of just keep them in place. And that is it. I used up all that I had of the felt. I'll probably, I'll probably make 2 out of these red pieces because I don't think I'll use them for anything else. I am gonna try the double bow. I'm actually gonna do it off camera just to see if I can do it. I'll come back on and show you what it looks like. Okay, so I think I figured out how to do it. So I'm kind of deconstructing one. I popped the jemmy off of the middle. I'm going to take off this piece here. And because I didn't have enough to make one solid bow to loop, I just have to make one loop at a time. And I'm going to, what I ended up doing is I cut out a piece that was just like this. So I had put this on the felt. Let me grab it here. I just put half of it on the felt. I cut it out, and then I just cut around it like 1/8 of an inch around the whole thing just to make it shorter. So it looks, you know, or not shorter, smaller. So it looks like that. So it's a little bit smaller like that. I'm gonna fold this in half, and my tails are too big, so I'm gonna cut those down a little bit. I'm gonna put a little bit of hot glue in the middle here just to keep them together. And I'm gonna make one more. So I have this tiny little piece of scrap here. I'm gonna do the same thing where I'm gonna trace, I'm gonna cut right around here. It's gonna be just enough felt to make the shape, I think. And that's okay if it's a little uneven on the sides because I'm gonna cut it down anyway. So I'm just doing half of the bow. I probably shouldn't have glued the other one and used that as a pattern, but I wasn't really thinking. I'll cut that down. Okay, so this is what it looks like. Now I'm just gonna go around and cut about that 1/8 of an inch. Like that. Fold it in half and make sure it looks okay. It does. I'm going to cut off those ends again, glue them together. So now I have my 2 little bows like this, and I'm just going to meet them in the middle like that. So I'll do glue across both sides. And just line those up. Okay, so this is what it looks like so far. I'm going to need a scrap piece here to make my middle part. Just gonna cut one strip. And I just want it, a little bit bigger. I mean, sorry, a little bit smaller. And I'm going to re-glue this then. Start with a dot of glue on the back. I'm gonna start with this here. Wrap it around. Oops. Try that again. Start with it there. Gonna wrap it around. Cut off my extra. Make that nice and tight on there. I absolutely love how this turned out. I really, really like the double bow. It's super cute. Okay, so this is what it looks like. And I'm going to re-glue the gem in the middle, like that. Just gonna use a dot of glue again. Position that in the middle. And there is the double bow one. So it's super cute. So I think I'll probably get rid of all of these little scrap pieces. On the acetate, I'll probably do the single, the double, and then the single, like this. There. Awesome, guys. I hope you like how they turned out. Just trying to find ways to use what I have. And if you have any questions, or I'd love to hear a comment down below, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.